So this is a trip from Guildford down to the South Downs, all off-road. I have to cross a little bit of the South Downs and then back up to Guildford, in theory anyway. So I did this in April 2025, and it was a test of my bike and its bikepacking setup. So I had to get the train after the rush hour, so it left it a bit late in the day. So here am I leaving the station. It's a route called the Downs Overnighter that I downloaded from bikepacking.com. And it's divided into 2 days of around, I guess, 55 miles per day. So as I headed out of Guildford, got onto these tracks quite quickly. It was quite surprisingly close to the centre of the town. And it was lovely, it was great. Getting used to the weight of the bike with all the gear on it. But it was a lovely day for April, so it all went well at this point.
Hello there. Morning.
So the route was some, a lot of it off-road, which is great. A few bits alongside some busy roads, and then this very difficult to push the bike up bridge over a railway. Did it though, and managed to get to the other side where it goes straight back on the track again. So this is my new bike, out on its first kind of bikepacking trip. Eventually it came down to the South Downs Way itself, on the South Downs National Park, and up it went, and as you can see from the length of the shadows, it's getting a bit late here. So I had booked a spot at a campsite and said that I would be there about 6 o'clock, but that was pretty ambitious as it turns out. So as soon as I got onto the South Downs Way, you get some very steep gradients. I mean, it was still a beautiful day and it was lovely conditions, but it just was very slow with the weight of the bike and so on, and the terrain.
All right.
So I got slower and slower, and it got later and later. So, I mean, it was spectacular up there as the sun was setting. And there were some great sweeping moments with giant long shadows being cast. But I was getting a bit conscious that it was going to get dark, and I still was some way off getting to the campsite. So, yeah, just had to kind of grit my teeth and get on with it.
Hi there.
Hi.
So eventually, after this section, it got completely dark, and I was using my lights and so on before. And I got to the campsite eventually around 9 o'clock. And the lady was fantastically helpful, even though I was so late. And she got me settled in, and it was fine. So yeah, lesson learned: don't get the train later in the day. Always make sure you get it early. So this is the route from Guildford, out west a little bit, and then southwards to Borden, and then to Liss, and then to Petersfield, and then you finally hit the South Downs Way, and then it's eastwards, up and down, all the way to the campsite. End of day one. I'm here at Manor Farm campground on the South Downs Way, and I'm just out for a 2-day bikepacking trip, first one of the year. Left Guildford yesterday, a bit late, due to the fact that I had to wait until I could get a train that allowed me to take the bike on the train, which meant I knocked everything on. Meant that I arrived here at the campsite at after 9 o'clock, 9:30. I'm the only person here, and the lady who runs the campsite was very, very generous in letting me in, helping me out, showing me where everything was. It was fantastic. So big shout out to Manor Farm Campground. If you're ever in this area and need a campsite, come here for sure. So what I'm doing on this 2-day overnighter is I'm just testing out some of the new stuff I've got. So I've got a new bike, obviously. Here it is. So this route is called the Downs Overnighter. Got it from bikepacking.com. I'm doing it in reverse. So I'm starting in Guildford and going west, down through Petersfield. That's what I did yesterday. And then on to the Downs, South Downs Way. And then across here, and this is kind of the midpoint-ish on the Downs section of the route. then carry on today down to the sea, Seaford, and then back up through the Downs link, which I'm hoping is going to be fairly straightforward. It looks very flat, old railway line, so it should be good. Yeah, so it's been great. Weather has been fantastic. This is early April. Yeah, it's lambing season, so you can hear the lambs all shouting for food all around me. And it's been very peaceful and very enjoyable so far. Even if it was a bit hectic last night getting here in the dark over the Downs. That was an adventure. Bikes all packed up, testing out the configuration for the first time, with tail fin bags on the back and the very front, and then WizardWorks bags in the middle, a sandwich basically. Yeah, plenty of room for what I'm doing at the moment. I'm just wondering whether I need the slightly bigger tail fin pannier bags at the back. I've got 10-litre ones at the moment. Maybe I need to move up to the next ones, which are 16. We'll have to see. I have to test it out again in May. See you later.
Morning. Morning.
So this is day 2 on my mini adventure. Once again I made the mistake, the fatal error of setting off too late in the day, so I started at 10 o'clock in the morning. Too much lolling about. And so really, yeah, I had still quite a bit of distance to cover on the South Downs Way, up and down, so it's slow progress. And ambitiously I set myself around 60 miles to do in the day, just under 60 miles, so it was going to be a tough one.
Hi there. Hi. Hi there. Oh, don't worry, don't worry. I'll go back on the right. Sorry. There we go.
So I stopped here for some lunch. It was just beautiful. I mean, a fantastic day. Great riding conditions. Couldn't complain at all about it. It was really, really pleasant time. And so, yeah. But I wasn't making very quick time anyway. But I'm having a good time.
Hi there. Good afternoon.
So the route eventually came off the downs down to the coast at Lansing, and it was fantastic. I sort of set myself a time of early afternoon. If I got down here, I was still going to have a go to get back to Guildford, but it was getting on quite later in the day by the time I got down here, and there was still 40 miles to do to get back to Guildford. So I decided to cut my losses and cycle the 10 miles from here to Brighton and get the train back from there instead. Yeah, I was a bit sad to kind of bail on the journey, bail on the route, but it was very valuable learning experience, and that's all part of why you do it. So start early in the day, keep everything as light as possible, and be pessimistic about how much time it's going to take you. The major lessons learned from this trip. Anyway, it was quite pleasant riding back to Brighton, and got home in plenty of time.